See important points of electron theory of valence. See electron theory of valence, ETV, electron theory of valency. So we learn the important points regarding the first theory, which explains about the chemical bonding. So according to this theory, electron theory of valency, valency of an atom depends on number of valence electrons in the atom. Valency of an atom depends on number of valence electrons in an atom. For example, if you take metals, the valency equal to number of valence electrons. For non-metals, the valency is equal to 8 minus number of valence electrons. See, already we know what is valence and what is valence. So valence is different from valence electrons. Okay. See, valence is nothing but combining capacity. Combining capacity or number of bonds. Number of bonds formed by an atom. Number of bonds formed by an atom is called as valence. So it depends upon what? The valence electrons. Okay. So for non-metals, the valency can be calculated by this formula, 8 minus number of valence electrons. Right. So this is the first point of electron theory of valence. Next point. See, actually Cosell and Lewis, they have studied all the properties of all elements, and they could notice that the atoms of noble gases, they are chemically non-reactive, but all the other atoms, they are chemically reactive. What is the reason for this? They studied, and in their study they understood that noble gases possess stable electronic configuration. As noble gases possess stable electronic configuration, so they are chemically inert, chemically non-reactive. Inert means non-reactive. So stable electronic configuration means completely filled orbits. So noble gases, because of their stable electronic configuration, they are said to be chemically non-reactive. Hence they do not form any compounds, because helium does not form any compound, neon does not form any compound, argon does not form any compound. Why? What is the reason? Because these elements, they have stable electronic configuration. What is stable electronic configuration? That means octet electronic configuration or duplet electronic configuration. What is octet electronic configuration? NH2 NP6. That means valence electrons is equal to 8. It is called as octet configuration. So Cosell and Lewis, they noticed these things in the noble gases. And duplet electronic configuration means helium possesses duplet electronic configuration 1s2. Okay. So like this. So the behavior of noble gases is different from the all other elements. Okay. Because of their stable electronic configuration, they do not form any compound. If you discuss about the other elements, other atoms have valence electrons less than 8. See, noble gas, other than noble gases, all atoms, all other elements have valence electrons less than 8. That means valence electrons are not equal to 8. Hence they have incompletely filled orbits. All other atoms, they have incompletely filled orbits. Hence therefore they are chemically active, chemically reactive. Which one? All other atoms. These noble gases are chemically inert, non-reactive. So as all other atoms are chemically active, they undergo chemical reactions. They undergo chemical reactions to get 8 electrons in valence shell. Why other atoms undergo chemical reactions? Other atoms undergo chemical reactions to get 8 electrons in valence shell. Okay. There is an exception. Here, hydrogen, lithium, beryllium, they will try to get 2 electrons in their valence shell. They will try to get only duplet electronic configuration. Even duplet electronic configuration is also stable electronic configuration. So these three atoms, hydrogen, lithium and beryllium, will try to get 2 electrons in the valence shell. So for them, so the 2 electrons in the valence shell means first shell. Here valence shell means first orbit. First orbit. Okay, so they will try to get 2 electrons in the first orbit, and there does not have any other orbits. So in that way, they will try to get electrons in their valence shell. So here, this third point says that the number of electrons take part in chemical reactions is the valency of that element. For example, in chlorine, if you take a chlorine atom, so this is the symbol of Lewis symbol of chlorine. Here how many electrons are paired? This is a paired electron, this is a paired electron, and this is a paired electron. Only one paired electron, only unpaired electron will participate in reactions. So here only one unpaired electron is present. So that means, so the number of electrons take part in chemical reactions in chlorine is only 1. Hence the valency of chlorine is 1. See, we have already seen in our previous class that the valency of chlorine is 1. So like this, this third point explains. So here, this third point says that all other atoms have less than 8 electrons in their valence shell, and they will try to get 8 electrons in their valence shell. So by undergoing chemical reactions, right? So what happens when they undergo chemical reactions? Now that is explained by fourth point. See, the fourth point says that during the chemical reactions, there will be rearrangement of electrons. What does that fourth point says? Fourth point says that during chemical reactions, okay, atoms undergo redistribution of electrons. They undergo redistribution or rearrangement. Of valency electrons. Okay, they undergo redistribution or rearrangement of valency electrons. So and finally to get valence electrons is equal to 8. That means to get stable electronic configuration, they undergo electron redistribution. Okay, they undergo electron redistribution. That means electron redistribution. They undergo electron redistribution. Right. So now fifth point. Fifth point says that electron redistribution is of two types. What are they? One is by transfer of electron. One is by transfer of electron from one atom to another atom, from one atom to another atom, and another one is sharing of electrons. Other method is sharing of valence electrons. Here electrons means we have to consider only valence electrons, because this theory says that valence electrons are responsible for the chemical bonding. Okay, so this theory says that valence electrons of atom are responsible for the chemical bonding, and they are responsible for the chemical reactivity of an atom. See, again we have seen about the transfer of electron. It is of two types. By one method is by loss of electron or more than one electron. Loss of electron or electrons. Loss of one electron or more than one electron sometimes. Next one, gain of electron. The next method is gain of electron. LOE, loss of electrons. One method, gain of electrons. That means DOE. This is another method. See, generally, which type of atoms will undergo redistribution of electrons by loss of electron method? So, generally, electropositive elements, atoms of electropositive atoms, they undergo redistribution of electrons by loss of electron. See, already we have seen example sodium, how it has undergone redistribution of electrons and finally got 8 electrons in the valency shell. We have seen in our previous session. So now gain of electrons, generally this is gain of electron. Which atoms will undergo gain of electrons? Mainly electronegative atoms. Electronegative atoms will undergo redistribution of electrons by gain of electron method. So loss of electron method by electropositive atoms and gain of electron method by electronegative atoms. So these are the two methods, okay, where the transfer of electron from one atom to another atom. That means one atom, if an atom loses electron, then it is said to be transfer, because as it is losing, that electron will transfer to another atom. And even gain of electron is also called as transfer of electron, because one atom is gaining one electron means, so it should be that electron is transferring from some other atom to this atom. So like this. So next, sharing of electrons. So now we will learn about the sharing of electrons. How the atoms will undergo electron redistribution by sharing of electrons, we will learn now. Redistribution by sharing. So redistribution by sharing method. Redistribution of electrons by sharing method. Right. See, actually, sharing method again it is of several types. So one method is by equal contribution and equal contribution and equal sharing. This is one method. Equal contribution and equal sharing of electrons. Another method is equal contribution and unequal sharing. Equal contribution and unequal sharing. Of electrons. Next one, third one is unequal contribution and equal sharing of electrons. We will learn these things. See, first we will learn equal contribution and equal sharing. For example, take this happens between similar atoms. Generally between similar atoms. Example, if you take H2 molecule, hydrogen molecule, generally between similar atoms, so this happens. Okay, example, if you take hydrogen molecule, in hydrogen molecule there are this hydrogen molecule is formed by two hydrogen atoms. Two hydrogen atoms, when they approach each other, they form a H2 molecule. See, each and every hydrogen is having only one electron in their valence shell. These hydrogen atoms have only one electron in their valence shell. See, electrons, this is Lewis symbol of hydrogen. So where this dot is an electron and this cross is also an electron. Hydrogen is having only one electron in its valence shell. So we can use either dots or crosses, cross to represent a Lewis symbol. See what happens. See, these two atoms are unstable because they have only one electron in the valence shell. In order to get stability, they should possess two electrons in their valence shell. Now here only one electron is present. So with this one electron, this atom is unstable, and even this atom is also unstable. In order to get two electrons, what they have to do? So here transfer is not possible. Why transfer is not possible? Because suppose if this electron is transferred to this atom, now this atom will have two electrons and it will become stable. But this one, it is still unstable only, because it is not having two electrons, it is not having duplet configuration. Already we have seen hydrogen, lithium and beryllium, they will try to get two electrons in their valence shell. But here, suppose if electron is transferred from one atom to another atom, so one atom will become stable but the other atom does not become stable. So hence transfer is not possible. Here transfer of electron is not possible. Then what is possible? Only sharing of electron is possible. So here how the sharing of electron takes place? What happens? Initially this hydrogen atom will give one electron, and even this hydrogen atom also will give this electron, and these two electrons will form a pair. So these two electrons will form a pair like this, and this pair of electron will be between the two hydrogen atoms. Suppose this is the nucleus of this hydrogen atom and this is the nucleus of this hydrogen atom, and these electrons are present in the middle. These electrons are present in the middle. Now what happens? So these electrons are negative charge, nucleus is positive charge, and even this is also positive charge. So what happens? So here force of attraction will develop between these, and here also force of attraction will develop between these. Are you following? So what is happening? So here between the nucleus of this atom and electrons and the nucleus of this atom and the same electron, so there develops a force of attraction. So now this nucleus will pull this electron towards itself, and even this nucleus also will pull this electron towards itself. That means this hydrogen atom will pull these electrons, and even this hydrogen atom also will pull this electron towards itself. As a result, what happens? So the pulling ability of both the hydrogen atoms is same. So this hydrogen atom shows force of attraction on this electron pair equally as equal as this hydrogen atom. So as a result, what is happening? So this electron pair will stay at the center. This electron pair will stay at the center. Okay, now if you see from this point, from this nucleus to this nucleus, so wherever we see, so everywhere you will find force of attraction. So here force of attraction, here there is force of attraction, here also, here also, here also, here also. So between throughout this length, throughout the length between the two nucleus, there is force of attraction. Hence, between the two nucleus, what is force of attraction? Force of attraction is nothing but bond. So generally electron pair, it is denoted by a dash. Electron pair is denoted by a dash. Okay, so here it indicates a bond. Dash indicates bond. So a bond between two hydrogen atoms. A bond between two hydrogen atoms can be written like this. A bond between two hydrogen atoms can be written like this. So what is happening here? See, this atom is contributing one electron for the pair, and even this atom is also contributing one electron. Contribution means to give. That means this atom will give one electron, and even this atom also will give one electron. That means equal contribution of electron is taking place. Okay, so here equal contribution of electron is taking place. Equal contribution and equal sharing of electrons. See, this atom will pull this electron, and even this atom also will pull this electron. That means here this electron pair is shared by both the atoms. That electron pair is shared by both the atoms. Suppose if you keep two apples in a kerchief, okay, and tie it, and if you ask two students of equal strength, if you tell them to take those apples, what do? Simply they will go and catch that kerchief with the two apples, and they will start pulling each other. So these two apples will go to whom? These two apples will be, will stand at the center, middle of the two boys, and these two boys will keep on pulling the two apples, and they will always, here those two apples will be shared by the two boys equally. In the same way, even these two hydrogen atoms have same pulling nature, same pulling ability. So that means this electron pair is shared equally by both the atoms. Hence, equal contribution and equal sharing of electrons takes place. So this is one type of sharing. So this is one method of sharing. Okay, this is one method of sharing. And next method of sharing we will learn. So generally, the next method of sharing will be between different atoms. Between different atoms. How? For example, take HCl. Hydrogen and chlorine, these two are different atoms. So hydrogen is having one electron in its valence shell, and chlorine is having 7 electrons in its valence shell. Chlorine is having 7 electrons in its valence shell. So neither of the atoms are ready to lose electrons. Because if hydrogen loses its electron to this chlorine, what happens? So here chlorine will become stable, but hydrogen does not become stable. Hence a transfer of electron is not possible. In this case. Then by what method they undergo rearrangement of electrons? Here they undergo rearrangement of electrons by sharing. So how do they share the electrons? So first we will see initially this hydrogen will contribute 1 electron, and this chlorine also will contribute another 1 electron to form a pair. So now a pair of electron is formed between the two atoms. Between hydrogen and chlorine, a pair of electron is formed, and these two electrons, one is given by hydrogen and another one is given by chlorine. That means both the atoms are contributing one electron each. So that means equal contribution is taking place. Now what happens? See, chlorine is more electronegative atom. Hydrogen is less electronegative atom. What is the meaning of electronegativity? Electronegativity is nothing but electron pulling ability. So this chlorine can pull this electron with more force than the hydrogen. So as a result, what happens? So this electron pair will move closer towards chlorine and away from the hydrogen. This electron pair will move closer towards chlorine and away from the hydrogen. Actually, they are not present in the center. They are moved away. Okay, so this electron pair is moved away. That means this electron pair, it is not shared equally by both the atoms. Are you following? See, this electron pair it slightly moves towards chlorine because chlorine is more electronegative. So chlorine will show more. It will pull the electrons with more force when compared to hydrogen. So as a result, what is happening? So here sharing of electron is taking place, but unequal sharing. Even hydrogen is also try to pull this electron, but with less extent of pulling. But chlorine will pull with more extent. So therefore, what happens? This electron pair will slightly move towards chlorine. Okay, like this. What is happening here? Unequal sharing of electrons is taking place. Equal sharing, unequal sharing. Here, in both the cases, equal contribution. So this atom is contributing one electron, and even this atom is also contributing one electron. Here, in this case also, this atom is contributing one electron, and this atom is also contributing one electron. But here, while sharing those electrons, in this case, so these two atoms will share that electron equally. But here in this case, these two atoms, they share the electron pair unequally. So here this is another method of sharing of electrons. Are you following? See, look here. Such a type of bond is said to be pure covalent bond. Pure covalent bond. See here, due to sharing, what happens? Force of attraction is developed. Some force of attraction is developed between the atoms. The force of attraction developed due to the sharing of electrons is said to be covalent bond. What is covalent bond? What is covalent bond? Covalent bond is nothing but the force of attraction. The bond means force of attraction. The force of attraction. The force of attraction between two atoms. Between two atoms due to sharing of electrons. Due to sharing of electrons. Here between two hydrogen atoms, a bond is formed. So that bond is said to be pure covalent bond. Pure covalent bond. Okay, got it. So what is covalent bond? Covalent bond means the force of attraction between two atoms due to sharing of electrons. Because this electron pair is shared by both the atoms, so a covalent bond is formed. And if the sharing is equal, then it is said to be pure covalent bond. In this case, it is called as, it is not pure covalent bond. Here also sharing is taking place. As sharing is taking place, it is also called as covalent bond. But as sharing of electron pair, these two atoms are bonded together. That means these two atoms, they attract each other because they share this electron pair. Hence the bond between these two atoms, between hydrogen and chlorine, the bond is said to be covalent bond only. But here it is not pure covalent bond. Because why it is not pure covalent bond? Because due to unequal sharing, what is happening? So this electron means negative charge. So that means this chlorine will partially get negative charge. So this is symbol partial negative charge. Partial negative charge. That's the symbol for partial negative charge. So chlorine will get partial negative charge. Okay, because this negative charge electrons will move towards chlorine. Okay, and hydrogen gets partial positive charge. This chlorine will get partial negative charge. Hydrogen will get partial positive charge due to unequal sharing. So as a result, what is happening? So towards this end, there is a partial positive end, and this is partial negative end. So partial positive end, partial positive end. That means, so if this is a bond, and this bond is having a positive charge at one end and the negative charge at the other end. That means the two poles of this bond, the two opposite poles of this bond are, one is positive pole and another is negative pole. Hence such bond is said to be polar covalent bond. Polar covalent bond, not pure covalent bond, because polarity is developed. That means opposite poles are formed. one is positive pole and another one is negative pole. So now this bond, for this bond, so one end is positive pole and another one is negative pole. Hence such type of bond is not a pure covalent bond. Pure covalent bond means equal sharing. Equal sharing should take place. But here unequal sharing is taking place. Due to unequal sharing, what is happening? So here polarity is developed between the atoms. Okay, so that bond will develop a polar nature. Hence it is called as polar covalent bond. So in this way, so sharing, this is another type of sharing. This sharing is said to be equal contribution and equal sharing of electron. Unequal. Equal contribution and unequal sharing of electrons. As a result of this one, as a result of equal contribution and unequal sharing, so polar covalent bond is formed between the atoms. Okay, as a result of equal sharing and equal contribution, pure covalent bond is formed between the atoms. So in this way, the sharing will leads to the formation of covalent bond. So what is covalent bond? Covalent bond means the force of attraction between the two atoms due to sharing of electrons. The force of attraction between the two atoms, okay, due to sharing of electrons. So such force of attraction is said to be covalent bond. So like this, sharing can be of two methods. And another method. So what is the other method? Unequal contribution, equal sharing of electron. So I will explain about this one also. So we'll with this, after the explanation of this one, we will wind up. We will learn the other points in the next class. Okay. So first we will finish this third point also. Unequal contribution and equal sharing of electrons. For example, take a molecule like ammonia, boron, trifluoride. So ammonia molecule and boron trifluoride molecule. So these two molecules will combine. These two molecules will combine to form a complex molecule. Okay, known as ammonia boron trifluoride. Ammonia boron trifluoride. See, if you see ammonia, in ammonia actually nitrogen, it is having, nitrogen is having this is the Levy symbol of nitrogen. So nitrogen will form 3 bonds with 3 hydrogen atoms like this. 3 bonds with 3 hydrogen atoms. But here nitrogen is having a pair of electrons still. Now this pair of electrons, it is said to be lone pair. Here also every bond between nitrogen and hydrogen, sorry, there is a bond. So that bond actually contains 2 electrons. So the bond between hydrogen and nitrogen, so it is denoted by bond. Dash means bond. So every bond is made up of 2 electrons. So this electron is said to be bonded electron. This electron is said to be bond pair. So between nitrogen and hydrogen there is 1 bond pair. Here also 1 bond pair. And here also 1 bond pair. There are 3 bond pairs. Every bond involves 1 pair of electrons. So hence that pair is said to be bond pair. So how many bond pairs are there? There are 3 bond pairs. 3 bond pairs. Ammonia contains 3 bond pairs. And here this pair of electrons, it is not involved in any bond. This pair of electron is not involved in any bond. Hence it is said to be lone pair. How many lone pairs are there? Only 1 lone pair is there. 1 lone pair. 3 bond pair is also called as shared pair. Bond pair is also called as shared pair. And lone pair is said to be unshared pair. Lone pair is said to be unshared pair. Unshared pair. Okay. Right. What happens? So next, boron trifluoride. In boron molecule, boron trifluoride. Actually, boron will form 3 bonds with 3 fluorine atoms, and this boron is having one vacant orbital. Boron is having one vacant orbital. So what happens? Now this nitrogen will give this electron pair to this boron. Nitrogen will give this electron pair to this boron. After giving that electron pair to that boron, what happens? So now that electron pair will be between boron and nitrogen atoms. Now the electron pair is between boron and nitrogen atoms. Actually, this electron pair is given by only one atom. See, this boron is not having any electrons to give to. So here this bond, this pair of electron which is present between the nitrogen and boron, it is given by only nitrogen atom, single atom only. The other atom is not giving any electrons for the formation of this pair. That means this pair of electron is formed by only one atom. In other cases, in these two cases, that pair of electron is given by two atoms. But here this pair of electron is given by only one atom. Are you following? So now, after a pair of electron is given by is formed between these two atoms, now what happens? These two atoms will share that a pair of electrons equally. So and form a bond. Such type of bond is denoted by an arrow. So here, in other cases, the bond is denoted by single line. But here in this case, this is a special type of covalent bond where only one of the atom will give that electron pair, and that electron pair is shared by both the atoms. Nitrogen and boron will share that electron pair. Hence a bond is formed. Here this electron pair is shared by both the atoms. Okay, now we cannot represent this bond by using a single line like this, because here that electron pair is given by only single atom, by not both the atoms. Hence we have to put an arrow mark from nitrogen to boron, because nitrogen is giving that electron to boron. It indicates that nitrogen is giving that electron to boron. Okay, and nitrogen again it is sharing that electron pair. So now sharing is taking place again. Hence it is a covalent bond. It is a covalent bond. But it is a special type of covalent bond known as coordinate covalent bond. Coordinate. It is a coordinate. It is called as coordinate covalent bond. So here in coordinate covalent bond, what is happening? So here this pair of electron which is shared by both the atoms. It is unequal contribution. What is the meaning of unequal contribution? Unequal contribution means only if one of the atom will give that two electrons, then it is said to be unequal contribution. The other atom is not giving any electron for the formation of this pair. Only one atom is involved in the formation of this pair, and the other atom is not involved in any, it is not giving any electron for the formation of this pair. So in such case, it is said to be unequal giving or else unequal contribution. After a pair is formed between these two atoms, now this pair is shared by both the atoms equally. So in this case, what is happening? Unequal contribution and equal sharing of electron is taking place. Such a type of bond which is resulted due to unequal contribution and equal sharing. So here, due to unequal contribution and equal sharing, the bond formed is said to be coordinate covalent bond. Coordinate covalent bond. Such type of bond is said to be coordinate covalent bond. Coordinate covalent bond between ammonia and boron trifluoride. This is a boron trifluoride molecule. This is ammonia molecule, and there is a bond formed between these two molecules. So as a result, a complex molecule is formed. Okay, so now this molecule should be written in a bracket, square bracket. Okay, hence it is called as a complex molecule. So the name of this molecule is ammonia boron trifluoride molecule. So in this way, so here also sharing is taking place. So here also sharing is taking place, but that sharing due to the sharing it is equal sharing only, but unequal contribution. Hence we have to write the covalent bond by using a arrow symbol. So this is called as donor atom, and this is called as acceptor atom. So this is donating that electron pair, and this is accepting that electron pair, and both the atoms are sharing that electron pairs. Okay, so in this way, so we have to represent this molecule by using arrow symbol. Arrow. Okay, arrow symbol. The head of the arrow should be towards the boron, and the tail of the arrow should be towards the nitrogen, because from here electrons are going to that boron. Hence we have to write an arrow to show such coordinate covalent bond. Okay, so like this. So we learn about the other points and some more details about the electron theory of valency in the next class.